This is Tom negotiating with Jesus, a little Sunday afternoon action here. Knocking on heaven's door and thinking of the guitar as a rhythm instrument. I'm going to play the song at a tempo with my foot, tapping your foot. Super helpful, like playing with a metronome. You want to understand that there's time and you are locked into it. You're kind of locked in. Because then people can pick up a groove. They can be with you. You're not faking them out. You're going where they think you're going. But hear how, so drums, you're playing a kick and a hat, or a kick and a snare, and you're playing a hi-hat. So a hi-hat is going at a rhythm, and a kick and a snare coming in at different patterns. So you're tapping your foot, you're playing Knocking on Heaven's Door, a G, a D, and a C. My thumb always being the big boy that hangs out to mute strings. Doesn't have to on the G, but kind of comes in on the D. Not interested in the E string. The A is part of the G chord. I'm not always worried about playing all the chords. What I'm worried about is finding that groove. And whether I'm good, I'm average. Whether I'm good or not, I don't care. I get to participate. It's the sweetest gift in the world to participate in music, especially when you get to the average range and you're playing songs. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I want you to kind of hear the foot. Is always going da 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 da. 2, 3, 4. Down up, down up, down up, down up. It's why they call the down up down strums. My thumb comes back in on the 5-stringed chords. My thumb likes to hang out there. This happens when you've played for years and your fingers now are just, they can do this without thinking. You want to play enough that your fingers stop hesitating, they start living in the song, and it allows you to sing. So singing and playing is a thing when you start, when your fingers start cooperating, when you get what the hand is doing. Whether you're a great instrumentalist and you always have a unique, interesting rhythm, however you learn to do different, unique rhythms, there's a generic rhythm, and you can look up videos on the most important patterns. I do a lot, and I don't try to. I think I'm stuck as an average player doing a lot of right before the change on the 7/8 strokes or whatever. I do a lot of a little strum before I hit the 1. Do that, and it may be that I'm stuck as an average player in some thing that I need to learn to break out of, but I'm trying to level up. So I'm doing things daily that I think are helping me, and I can actually tell that these exercises are helping. I can tell that these exercises are helping for me to become really good. I'm going to have to start building, and I'm going to have to start practicing more. So I'm doing my real dedicated hour, at least an hour a day, doing songs that I practice strumming, doing my exercises, doing my note memorization, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm doing some work on patterns. on each string, finding the caged patterns. So it's just, as an average player, I'm trying to get better, but back to Knocking on Heaven's Door. This is a great G, C, D, super important chords. They are where you can rest easy if you get this far. You know, you learn all the chords, the main major chords, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you can play them. You'll have to learn some bar chords because the B chord is an A moved up to. It doesn't have a great way to play it as a cowboy chord. You have to actually play a movable chord. A, B, C, D, E, F, and an F is an E chord moved up. It's a bar chord. You don't have to play it with all your fingers. You don't necessarily have to get this guy. That big fat thumb can lay on the string. You can play at the bottom 5, F and G. Played any number of ways. Played this way as a regular, or you're playing the B. You can throw the D at another D in there. Skip the B. Who cares about B's? You can play at the common next level player. Mutes out the B chord with that fat middle finger touching right here. Because this is a great position because the D stays for the D, and then you can do the C chord. C add D is the same kind of beautiful, sweet chord that is played more often than a straight beginner C. People love add C add D. And D is the 2 of C, D, E. It's the second, so it's a 2. It's a C2. This is a D4. You add a G because D, E, F, G. Because it's the 4th starting from a D. D, E, F, G. Sus4, a suspended 4th, or whatever. And this is the pinky. This is a starring role for your pinky. This is when the pinky finds his own. He's the hero. And this is like always, nobody passes up a chance to play a sus4. So G adds C. G, A, B, C. This is the 4th. If you were listening to Rick Beato, he would tell you his ear training and why certain intervals are ones you want to chase down. Or if you listen to the guy I just started following, fantastic player, Michael. He's on my follows if you look on the people that I'm following. I'm going to try and follow in this account just the top tier people who I think will be helpful if you want to blow past me, which as an average player you can. So G, D, when you get good at rhythm, you can find those places right before the beat. And it gets to be, it's a real joyful thing when you can find the groove and stay in it. So G, playing the G add D, throwing B's out. Who needs B's in a G chord? You can play them somewhere. I saw a video that showed a B minor and a G, and when you get different chord shapes and can play G's and B's other places, it is helpful. But as an average player, I'm still do a lot of bottom of the neck stuff. You know, you can do other stuff. I'm still really kind of stuck. So hopefully we level up, and if you stick with me every day, I'm going to be just practicing some basics and trying to figure out what do you do at this level. My feeling is that you start writing songs and doing your own music, because I'm not going to break into superstardom. I don't think I'm going to make money doing this, but I think being the salt of the earth, being people who play music, the world needs all the regular folks who never get to be stars, but who hold the weight of the world on their shoulders. It's what all the building blocks of the pyramid are. You don't get to be a star. That last block on top, why does he get to get all the attention? That's where they put the eye on the Illuminati information, whatever, that eye, that all-knowing eye. There's something about all the other blocks that do all the work of the world, especially those building blocks, that foundation. You're what the world is carried on. And whether you see the influence of what you're doing, it's there. And I think music is something that will support you. It'll let your soul rest in some kind of beautiful place. And then if we can write songs that your heart can be expressed in some way, it'll at least give you something beautiful. And a beautiful you is changing the world. It's the part you can control. So we're going to keep playing songs, knocking on heaven's door. When you can do it good enough, you can start singing. And I don't care if your voice sounds like a crow. Crows get to sing too. And it's beautiful for you to do it. A knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knocking on heaven's door. And this does bring you closer to knocking on heaven's door. So there you go. That's it for today.